dude, I got another option for you. Heather just reminded me. Then you start making contacts. Okay. You might find, I hope not, you might find somebody to say, you know what, dude, you worked for me for the last 2 summers. You're good enough worker. Quit school. I'll hire you full time right now and pay you $30 an hour. I hope not, because I want you to get your diploma. But you might find an entry into a decent career that way. Does it make sense?
Yes.
But dude, your mother's facing 93 days in jail today. Did you know that?
Along with her 16-year-old son, Phoenix.
What's your name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, like the city?
Your Honor, today is the date and time set for a arraignment in this matter. Wait for reading, stand mute. We've also had a chance to pre-try this case. Unfortunately, Ms. Ruffo has had prior incidents of this nature, but she did.
With this young man?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and one of her other sons.
Okay.
But she does admit that the school's records are accurate. I told her the consequences. She understands them.
Okay.
And she's going to be pleading guilty of violation of parental responsibility. Now, she's not throwing up her hands. This young man is very nice, very articulate. And I had a conversation with him, but I told him, I said, son, you're the reason your mother's here. A nice, kind lady who is now in court because of your absences. Well, he's in Huron High and he's going into the 9th grade, and he says he's going to go to school.
Mom, did you discuss your rights and options? You understand those rights and the options they give you?
Yes.
You understand the possible penalty for today's charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty today?
Yes.
Doing so freely and voluntarily? Did he miss more than 15 days last year?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea. What the hell? Why don't you go to school?
I just lack of comprehension of the work and just not finding any interest in it after a while, and it just kind of got boring.
Yeah. What do you want to do when you're old? 25 years old, 30?
I was looking to go in trade school,
Okay.
get into like construction and plumbing and all that.
Great. You're surprised by that?
Yeah.
Okay. How is it that your mother doesn't know what your plan is? Tell me what you think I want to hear today.
I never told her what I wanted to do when I grow up. I do work as of right now with her at a restaurant.
Right.
So that's probably why she's shocked.
That's a good reason to be a plumber. God, if I had to work in a restaurant. No offense, Mom.
He knows I don't want to do it.
Seriously, one of my biggest things I'm grateful for is I never had to work in food service. Customers are terrible. All right. So I love the idea you want to get in the trades. Okay. I know guys in the trades that are just killing it. I mean, they're making good money. They got great quality of life. They don't have $80,000 in school debt for a degree that they're not using. I mean, I think it's a great idea. Here's the problem. I don't know any trade school that doesn't want you to have a GED or a diploma, right? Here's the way I explain it. A high school diploma in our country is kind of like a ticket when you go to the theater, right? You ever go to one of those big multiplex, right?
Yeah.
You get a ticket and then they got all these different doors. You can go in to see whatever movie you want to, but you got to have what?
A degree?
No, you got to have a ticket,
Oh,
right? You got to have a ticket to get into any of the, they might have 20, 30 theaters, but you got to have a ticket to get in the theater, right? Life is like that.
Good to know.
So you got to have a ticket for just about anything worth doing that you're going to do after high school. You got to have a ticket. Sometimes that's a GED. But if you aren't interested in and committed enough to finish high school the traditional way, you're probably not going to struggle through a GED course and get your GED. All right. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do. Figure out some way to tough it out for the next 4 years. Get your damn diploma. What I would suggest, where you live, you're in New Boston. All right. Here's what I would suggest. Start networking. I want everybody that knows you to know you're looking for a construction type job. You're 16. You can work construction. You can work on some little guys, some small contractor's crew doing just basic labor stuff, right? You're not going to get on a union crew, right? So start exposing yourself to the various trades, all right? I was blessed. I grew up in a construction family. My dad was a builder, okay? So, if you can get on a job with a builder, you'll get exposed to the electricians. You get exposed to the plumbing guys. You get exposed to the guys that do the excavating. You get exposed to all those different little fields, HVAC guys, all of them. Start making contacts. Okay. I got news for you. There's probably a construction site within walking distance of your house right now that needs some labor done. Show up every morning. If the crew shows up on the job at 8 o'clock, be there waiting for them 4 days in a row and say, I'll work till lunchtime for free. I'll do anything you want me to do just to show you how hard I can work. How many days do you think you'd have to show up on that job site and make that offer before somebody offered to hire you?
A week?
Probably not. Probably less. Because I can tell you what, everybody, well, I was going to say everybody in construction, everybody that hires people, the main problem they have is people don't show up when they're scheduled. So anybody that hires unskilled labor, and that's what you are right now, will tell you it doesn't matter what I pay, how good I treat them, it's hit or miss if they're going to show up for their shift every day. So if you show up just to ask for a job like clockwork, at some point somebody's going to say, you know what, I'll take a chance on this kid. Let's see if he'll show up tomorrow when I pay him. Then you start making contacts, okay? You might find, I hope not, you might find somebody say, you know what, dude, you worked for me for the last 2 summers. You're good enough worker. Quit school. I'll hire you full time right now and pay you $30 an hour. I hope not, because I want you to get your diploma. But you might find an entry into a decent career that way. Does it make sense?
Yes.
But dude, your mother's facing 93 days in jail today. Did you know that? Would it be fair for your mother to actually have to do some jail time because you don't find school interesting enough to go?
No.
And you know what? I think school's real good experience for work because I can guarantee you, you're going to have a lot of jobs before you reach retirement age that you don't want to go to, but you're going because you got to get the paycheck. You think I'm right?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, that's what school is right now. The paycheck is the diploma. I mean, I think it's great if you can go to school, work towards your diploma, and have fun. But if you only get your diploma and that's all you get out of it, you still got what you need. So whether or not you can have any fun there is pretty much the attitude you take to school every day, isn't it?
Yes.
So just find some way to convince yourself it's worth doing. Because it is. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time. I've been here since 1999. Well, not here. We moved buildings, but I've been at this job going on, what is that, 28 years now? 29 years? Whatever it is. I've seen you at 50 years old. For 99.9% of the population, life is nothing but a struggle until you're dead if you don't have a high school diploma. It's a pretty good start to a recipe for poverty. Get your diploma.
Oh.
All right. And come back and see me anytime because I love to tell people what to do. All right. And I know lots of people in the trades. I got a guy, I've had his card on my bench for 15 years, I bet. I can't tell you how many times I've handed somebody his card and said, you call him, tell him I sent you, and I can guarantee you he's going to offer you a job. Okay?
Okay.
I'd love to help you get into the trades. All right. So if he's not going to school, you seriously get his number. He always knows how to find me. You get his number. And if he's not going to school, you call him and say, I got to get that kid in front of Judge Oakley again because Judge Oakley's going to have to yell at him this time.
Okay.
Today I cheerleaded you. Next time I'm going to tear some skin off. All right. You've got to get your diploma, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I know it can suck. Most things worth having, you got to go through some suck. So embrace the suck. That's what they say in the military. Embrace the suck. Embrace the suck, get your diploma, and do life. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
Your Honor.
Did I formally put her on? No, she's not on a delayed sentence. I have to sentence you. Because this is your second time around, I'm going to fine you $150. Go downstairs and either pay it or find out what your options are to get it paid.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, ma'am. Dude, I got another option for you. Heather just reminded me.
Yes, sir.
Do an internet search on the Michigan Youth Challenge Academy. All right. You could, if you get signed up, and this is something we can help you with here, get the paperwork done. There's a lot of paperwork, Mom. Check it out. If you get approved for that program in January, you'll go to Battle Creek. 5.5 months later, you're done, and you're done with high school. You'll either have, in your case, you probably won't have a diploma, but you'll have a GED. It's the only place in Michigan that I'm aware of that you can get a GED before you're 19 years old. There may be somewhere else, but that's the only one I know, because generally speaking, to sign up for one of those programs, you got to be over 19 or 19 and up. Here's the cool thing. Not only will you be done with high school in that time period, there's another program after that is Job Corps, similar to Job Corps, where they'll give you the option to come back for another round, and at that point, they expose you to a bunch of the trades. Okay? So check it out. It's tough on him, Mom, because he's away from home, and you can't even go see him for the first 2 weeks. Right? It's like going to boot camp. We don't do visitors while we're in boot camp. So the way I describe the Michigan Youth Challenge is it's like military boot camp meets community college, because they run your ass off. They do all these calisthenics and everything else. You know, they get you up at the butt crack of dawn, and you got 15 minutes to get ready and get in the food line. From that standpoint, it's a lot like the military. But throughout the day and evening, when you're not exercising your butt off, you're in a classroom. Okay? So it's like boot camp meets community college. But it'll get you done with high school without putting 4 years in. And that gets you that much closer to whatever that next step is. And the other thing with Terry, you're going to be approached by all the military recruiters. That's not a bad consideration either.
The name again, Your Honor?
Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, MYCA. Just Google Michigan Youth Challenge Academy and it'll come up.
Okay.
All right. And once again, if you have any questions about it, come back and see me. I'd love to tell people what to do.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. Date time set for arraignment in this matter. Reading and stand. You've had a chance to pre-try this case. There is an executed plea agreement in which Miss Lane would be pleading guilty to the charge of the records being accurate, a violation of parental responsibility, with the understanding if her 16-year-old daughter, Alexandria, conquers this medical condition and her attendance gets better, and it is a medical condition, Your Honor, that this matter will be dismissed. I also told Miss Lane, who struggles with finding the correct answer to this, the court has enormous resources.
Did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, I
You
did.
understand all that?
I
You
did.
understand the possible penalty for the day's charge?
Yes,
Are you pleading guilty to today's charge freely and voluntarily?
yes.
All right. How many days did Alexandria miss?
More than 15.
Satisfied?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right. All right. I'm going to give you my standard lecture to moms with sick kids. Okay. And I'm not saying it because I want you to feel better or feel worse. I'm saying it because I'm trying to empower you. If when your daughter's in her 30s, she struggles because she didn't get the education she could have gotten, the fact that it's because of health reasons isn't going to make her struggles any easier. Agreed?
Agree.
Okay. You need to be pit bull mom. Okay. You have to everybody in the school system should know you by your first name, not because you're that pain in the ass lady that screams at them, but because you're always the polite mom that's always asking for help. Okay. I've been working pretty closely with the schools in the last few years on this issue, and it blew me away the resources that the public schools have available to parents. I had no clue, and I've talked to an awful lot of parents that have no clue. All right. So you just need to get her the best education you can get, and that means you got to know everything that's out there, even the stuff that's not really for her, but it might help if you could get it for her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just be that mom.
Is migraines, Your Honor. It is a medical condition.
No.
They haven't, the one thing she said to me, which I thought was alarming, is Alexandria can't take pills at school. And I think that's probably something that could be pursued.
Well, I'm a big rules guy for obvious reasons, but I also know that there aren't too many rules that don't have exceptions. Sometimes you just got to talk to the right person that can give you the exception. So once again, everybody in the school system has to know who you are and what the problem is. And she doesn't know what her triggers are.
Sometimes it is the fluorescent lighting in school.
Okay.
I have to take her medication.
So years ago, we worked with a young lady that worked at the courts, and she struggled from migraines for years and never had a clue what was setting her off. And finally, she got with somebody that started watching her diet. She finally figured out it was onions and garlic that triggered her migraines.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which, personally, I'm a big onion and garlic guy, but if I had to give them up to stop migraines,
I put it in all the food that I make. So
right. I'm not saying that's her issue.
I'm just thinking.
But that's one of those things. It's like, who would have thought that eating onions could trigger migraines. But I just encourage you to have that conversation with, and I always say start at the top, and they can always point you to one of their underlings if you make an appointment with the superintendent of schools and say, look, I got to get my daughter the best education she can get. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? All right. Because what I'm assuming based on what Mr. Bowditch told me is if she can take her medication throughout the day, that might get her butt in the chair more often. But she can't do that without violating their rule. Then, special dispensation on that rule would help, wouldn't it? Right? Even if it means she's got to go to, somebody at the office that has to maintain her medication and they watch her take her medication at 11 a.m. or whenever she's supposed to take it. All right. So did you hear the lecture in front of you, to the lady in front of you? Don't commit any crimes for 12 months and no more issues with this.
Okay.
All right. And he's right. We do have resources. So if you're running into problems, even if you don't know what you're asking for, just come up here and tell us what the problem is, and we might be able to put you in touch with a certain agency or resource. Okay? Good luck. Thank you, Mr. Bowditch. Go get, you got any more work yet?
Yes, Your Honor, we have a Miss Rushlow.
Oh, we got her. Miss Rushlow, come on up.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of Miss Rushlow, who's approaching.
Ladies, your appearances.
All right, yeah, thank you very much.
Have a seat, Miss. Go ahead.
Also appearing on behalf of Colleen Donnelly, who's seated to my left. Would you say your name for the record, please? Good afternoon, Colleen Margaret Donnelly.
Have a seat.
You, Honor.
All right, so ladies, I got a chance to read the pleadings. Argue high points if you'd like. Ms. Russell, let's start with you.
Thank you.
Sir, you can sit down. You're all right.
At the time Ms. Donnelly pled to the underlying charge, she was represented by a court-appointed attorney. It was her understanding that the matter would not be abstracted. She had pled to no ops and still have no license suspended. She currently has her license revoked, and her original rehearing date was in August, which should have been just recently. And this appeal is extended all the way to February of 2027. Ms. Donnelly has her master's degree. She is just dying to go to work. She actually was accepted into the Wayne County Sheriff's Office Citizens Academy, and she completed that course. They're just waiting to hire her. They really need officers, but she can't drive. She also has many other opportunities ahead of her. She does volunteer work for Sparrow Freedom Project, which is work that has to do with trafficking. So she's just really active in the community. She's almost done with her probation on this. So just in light of all this, so she can be realizing he lives in an area where there's no public transportation. So she is actually going to take Ubers wherever she has to go. She's restricted right now altogether. Lost a lot of money paying. Her car is dormant with and a lot of people I see that she's paying on that. So just so many reasons why I'm asking for her to be allowed to withdraw her plea and just go forward with her license appeal now, so she can start work for Wayne County Sheriff who wants to hire her so desperately, continue with her volunteer work. There's one other thing that I wanted to mention, and that is that she's also interested in federal law enforcement. She's turning 36 in February, and she has to apply about 6 months before her 36th birthday, so that's on the nails. So just a lot on her plate.
How is the no-ops affecting her driving privileges?
So, as it turns out, I had to dig really deep in this. It turns out that it's being abstracted because the original reason why her license was revoked was a similar charge. So it looks like the Secretary of State has the option to extend.
No, I understand how it's being affected, but I don't understand. I understand why it's being affected, but how? So they've extended a suspension for another period of time, or what was the actual result of this no-ops on her record?
The actual result was that she was eligible for a hearing on August 3rd, 2026, which is passed, but as a result of this, it's been extended to February 8th, 2027. So she would love it if she could just start on that right away.
All right. And that's just a hearing. There's no guarantee of any restoration or anything else.
to employment and public service and.
Okay. Okay. Madam Prosecutor.
The people object to setting aside the plea. I understand that the rule makes it discretionary for the court to set aside the plea if there's some sort of deviation in the plea taking process. I imagine this court, as it always does, the plea was taken voluntarily and knowingly. I do know people would not be prejudiced if the plea was set aside. The only thing I do know is that if this does get set aside and it proceeds to a trial, the people would be unable to provide any sort of judicial discovery, like the body cam, the dash cam, because it was both my office's understanding and the department's understanding that this case had been resolved. So that no longer exists.
Well, that would be prejudicial then, wouldn't it?
What?
So if I allowed her set aside her plea, where does that leave us?
Well, either.
She's got no defense to the drove while license suspended. She's got no defense to the underlying charge, so we're gonna have a trial on the underlying charge when she has no defense?
Yeah.
I think you better have a conversation, because this might be a situation where she could win the battle and lose the war. Because from her response, I don't think there's any offer coming from the people.
There is not.
So I understand today it was just emotional withdrawal plea, but, I
And
get,
I'm suggesting maybe you should step in the hallway and have a conversation, and does she really want me to grant that request?
thinking,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Inside.
Pardon?
Like,
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah. I mean, you got anybody to talk to?
it's lengthy.
Okay. What do you got, counsel?
Checking in, Heather, I thought you mentioned that at pretrial at 115.
Yep, I mean, I don't know if they checked in.
I didn't see that on the
It's
latest.
just a B, it's not the actual BL at 115.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So it caught your, that's what didn't catch your.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what it is, it's Bruce Castle.
Caitlin,
It-
I think the DWL is gonna hurt her more.
Make sure.
And it would reset it if it abstracts one reason, but
Yeah, it would start the resuspension from today, I think. Yeah, I've done these set-asides before when they already had something worked out with the prosecutor. It was a better deal, but if the deal's not any better, then. Yeah. Joe. Yeah. Stand back there. Get an idea how high that has to be so I'm not blocking it standing here.
I got you.
All right, so where's the bottom of my head? Hit the wall.
All right. Down a little bit. So you see that star, the full star you can see. No, one up.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
so
gonna be the middle of that star.
the picture would have to be above that?
The bottom of the picture has,
Blocks it, doesn't it? Yeah. Damn, I wanted to put it up somewhere where it would always be visible from the courtroom.
so all right, bring it down. I mean,
Looks pretty good there, doesn't
let
it?
it pop a little bit.
Looks good on that wall, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, all right, let me see.
do you want me to hold it
All right,
while the judge comes forward?
Come on back, Judge.
Let me hold it.
Come back to the back, please. I have an idea. Okay.
We'll put Heather to work.
So like
A
right,
little no higher, please. Like right about there. No, your head's blocking it.
Yeah.
no, Judge, go back there where Joe's at.
Yeah, but I want it just visible while I'm working.
Yeah, so if you go where Joe's at,
Yeah, all right, Heather, post it up a little higher. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep
She's
going,
gonna-
right about there.
Just maxed out.
All right, so right about there, you can see you can't see the frame. You can see the full picture of the eagle, and it's not blocking the top.
Starts to shake. Let me down.
I'm practicing for Survivor.
And the eagle go around first.
Hey, hold on. Do you want it down?
Yeah, bring it out. Keep going. Yeah, take it. It's a lot better. All right.
Yeah, you move around enough, Dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Heather, you won the first challenge to survive.
But you guys gotta put a dot on here.
So that's the bottom of the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.